Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the All Elite Wrap-Up, brought to you in part and partnered with the Turnbuckle Tavern. We are here live for the All Elite Wrap-Up. You guys know what's going on. It's Wednesday. You know what that means. We're hanging out here. We're discussing this week's episode of Dynamite. I'm good old Mike BELCASTER, and brought to you always, I gotta do it this way now because I was used to doing it for Shot of Nostalgia this week. The good old homeboy.
Live from the No Cell Studios, this is the Ace of the Tavern, Stephen Acefield, with my best big man in the building, man. Bam Bam Bigelow jacket straight from Chalkline. Use your code PF10 to get 10% off. What a jacket just came in the mail. I am so pumped to discuss AEW with you, man. Let's get into it.
Woo! It was a good night for everything. I mean, come on, man. What a Dynamite. It was solid. It was, dude, King of Hueco Wendo. What a Dynamite. You're completely correct. It was so
wash
good.
Hand sanitizer, wash hand sanitizer, wash hand sanitizer.
That's Tom when he meets Tony Khan. Tony Khan backs up and he's like, wash hand sanitizer, wash hand sanitizer. He's not having it, man. He doesn't want to do that. I pop for it every fucking time. But what a good, awesome episode of Dynamite to hop into everything. I think it was fantastic. I got it. Oops, sorry. Accidentally clipped the wife's fingers in the light. I love you. We're all good. It's all good. But yeah, amazing episode this week. I thought it was fun. I thought it was great. I thought lots of things, man. It was good stuff. Well, what do you got, Ace?
I mean, we got a lot of news to break down. We got a lot of stuff to talk about the show. So I think we should just hop into the news because there wasn't anything crazy aside from Saraya being cleared to wrestle happening on the show. It was mostly just good wrestling. And of course, we'll get into it. We'll give you guys your fix of what happened on Dynamite. But I think some of the big news we need to get into is just in the news. It's happened today. So let's talk about it.
Can we talk Claudio, please?
Claudio, excuse me. Pardon.
All right, let's hop into the news here. And we have all the topics in the bottom. You guys can check it out. Let's start with the number one story that just dropped about 45 minutes before we came on air. And it's AEW making it to United Kingdom 23. It's been rumored. We know the connection that Tony Khan has with the UK, with obviously owning a football team over there. So I think the venue's already set. They didn't say where they're going, but during Wednesday's AEW Dynamite, the commentators mentioned that they'd be going out of the country to the UK. This has been a hot spot for wrestling. Obviously, WWE has run a show there most recently. They went and had the Cardiff Wales show that was an absolute success with Drew McIntyre headlining against Roman Reigns. Tony Khan's obviously had previous interest in doing this. I mean, he wants to tour the UK. They didn't know exactly where they're going. The home of Fulham FC is the obvious choice. I think it's called the Cottage, which is like a really cool, aesthetically pleasing venue. So yeah, they're going to be making some debuts over the course of the next couple of months. Seattle, Washington in January. We got Portland as well, Fresno, California, Lexington, Kentucky. So they're making a whole bunch of different dates, which is kind of tied with our second story. But first of all, what's your thoughts on this, Mike BELCASTER?
Dude, you know what? I feel like this was a huge thing with Impact back in the day. It was like their UK audience was huge, and they never really pulled the trigger on going there exclusively. Like I think they did a few UK tours, but nothing, live for Dynamite, nothing for pay-per-view, nothing big. I'm excited to see it. I think I honestly think they should have had there for a full-blown pay-per-view and just do it. Because I think that's going to give the fans what they want out in the UK. I think it's going to be plentiful. You could do a Dynamite there. You could do a Rampage. You got to give them a whole week experience like we get here in the States, or else it's not going to be successful. I honestly think Tony Khan has the right mindset for it, but I think we need a full package for the UK because this is the first time going there. Why waste it for one show? You know what I mean? Like let's do the whole shit shebang caboodle and fucking just take care of everything. I think it's the best option ever. You're not going to lose money, obviously, going to a different country that has a huge amount of support for your company. Make it happen, man.
Yeah, I think they're going to do a lot more dates, but I think the success of the first one is going to be determining how often they go there. And I don't think there's a way it fails. The wrestling fan base in the UK, they're so passionate, and the crowds are always so epic with the chants and the singing and everything that goes into it. I'm super pumped for it. And the AEW rabid fan base is definitely going to travel there as well. So I'm just interested in seeing what they're doing because WWE has a certain aesthetic when they go to the UK. AEW certainly going to have that as well. And I love every show that's been done in the UK in the recent years. Those crowds they bring it. So I'm pumped for it.
100%, man. And I mean, we've seen it a million times over. Just make it happen, Tony. Tony, we're begging you. Make it happen. Do it in good manner.
The way to make it happen is he just made that key hire, and he explained why Jeff Jarrett is a key acquisition, and he's going to be helping with live event schedule. So Tony Khan makes his media rounds. We know that he goes on Busted Open every Wednesday morning, but he also joined Sports Illustrated for an in-depth conversation about all things pro wrestling, including his thoughts on hiring now WWE Hall of Famer Jeff Jarrett. His official title is Director of Business Development. And he pretty much said how he hopes that Double J will help expand AEW throughout the rest of the traveling tours. And it's no coincidence that they're going to all these new places with Jeff Jarrett at the helm here. So we talked about how they're expanding their live event calendar. His quote was, yes, it makes a lot of sense for AEW to expand its live event calendar beyond. There are many places in the US and all over the world where AEW is very popular, and it's very strategic to expand. He talks about Jeff Jarrett. He talks about Jeff Jarrett and Ring of Honor being connected in a lot of ways. We also have Ring of Honor. There are a lot of exciting possibilities for us in live events. And Jeff has such extensive experience as a third-generation businessman in pro wrestling. He's also said he's got tremendous experience in a number of fields, events, promotions, and international distribution. His inside knowledge are very valuable, and I'm excited to have Jeff join our great team. What are your thoughts specifically on, I know you were gone last week when we were talking about Jeff Jarrett's acquisition. Do you think this is a good hire? Do you think this is a bad hire? Are you neutral to it?
I'm neutral. I'm still on the fence. I've seen what he's done in TNA, which hasn't been super sell for me. His work in GCW has been a bigger sell for me. I wish he was coming on as just a talent and not so much an overall production, meetings guy, full backstage stuff. I think Jarrett's good when he's good, but I think a little bit too much dipping into the pool might hurt AEW in the long run. We seen how far he did with Impact / TNA. I mean, it was great for a while. Not so great now. Not so great in the early days. It's a hit or miss thing with him, and I hope that his best interests are in head for this movement with AEW. I don't want a Dixie Carter situation happening. I don't want anything, shitty. I love AEW with all my heart, my fandom. I hope the best for him. I honestly hope Jeff Jarrett's not a loose wheel on the journey that we're going through right now.
Yeah, I think a lot to be said about Jeff Jarrett. You mentioned sort of the glaring holes here. It's TNA, his booking power there. He was involved with that. I mean, his record kind of speaks for itself. He has been in the business, but I dare someone to name something good he's been involved in. Like, that's the other thing. Like, what has he booked that's been so super amazingly over with everybody? What has he done that's game changing? What has he done to make us feel confident that he's going to be expanding, I guess, AEW's ability to tell stories? And he's been in the business. He's the third generation wrestler. So I'm not saying he hasn't been exposed to it, but also Jeff Jarrett's been sort of a sideline player. I can't think of one story as far as WWF, WWE. I mean, the GCW story was good, but he burned me a little bit by not giving Effie his win back. So I'm still super pissed about that shit. They changed the ending to that. Effie was supposed to go over at Hammerstein Ballroom, and Jeff Jarrett changed the ending saying that Effie would get his win back, and it never happened. So I'm still pissed about that, but that's my GCW fandom coming out. But man, I don't know. Like, what has Jeff Jarrett done that we're all super excited about? I know it's just an older guy that's been in the business being here. What are we all getting excited about if he has really never done anything that excited me? Like, I don't know. TNA hasn't ever got me to tune in.
Yeah, I get that. Listen, I was a TNA fan for a long time. Not just by Jeff Jarrett's doing, but because Kurt Angle was there, Sting, Kevin Nash. Like, we had the Main Event Mafia. We had all that stuff. There was some good stuff to it, but at the same time, Jeff Jarrett has always been on that fence of kind of taking the company down to a different level and not up, right? Like, so Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett's wife got eventually, there was a lot of shit going on with all that, and I felt like there was, and I'm honest, I think there's more of a detrimental outlook on it than there is a benefit of it, and I was surprised to see Tony Khan go that direct route with bringing him in, especially during the Darby thing. Like, are we putting Sting with Jarrett? Is it just a program? If it's just a program, it's something. But like, as we've seen, he's in office. There's some shit going on. Like, why why go through it? Why put yourself through it? Like, why go back to your ex-husband for a rub for a weekend as opposed to going back to, you know, your one person that takes care of you for the rest of your life? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's random and wild.
Yeah, I mean, he has the ability to provide perspective from being in the business for a very long time. His family's in the business. So if he's going to have the ability to have people are bouncing an idea off of him, he's not like just a main creative guy. I know his title was, I'm going to go back up to what I said was, he's going to be a director of business development. So I'm okay with that. Cause again, he's been involved in things like that throughout his whole career, but as long as he's not touching the creative side of things, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. And I'm right there with you. I don't think he should be involved in any bigger picture things. It should be a strictly booking, and by booking I mean like dates. I don't know. I don't think he should be. I don't know. He shouldn't be too close to the fire. He's going to burn himself like he always has, and I think that's going to be detrimental to AEW and not beneficial.
It's a point. I mean, he has a lot to prove in my eyes as far as his booking goes about. So let's move on to the CLUBB movie. Did you see this news?
Oh yes, I did. I'm all here for it.
All right, so MJF his film debut in a huge pro wrestling related project. It was reported joining Iron Claw, which is the PW Insider, reports that MJF will be playing. If you guys are familiar with the story, Eric was the fake Von Erich that they tried to book to get more money and squeeze more money. He was wildly disappointing as far as booking goes. It should be interesting to see how MJF on Monday they pick of Efron in the ring as Kevin. Seems like a hole under it, and I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah, I think MJF is going to do stellar in the Hollywood community. He is beneficial already, just by how he is, and it's gonna be cool, man. I think it's awesome. Zac Efron looks like $1 million fucking bucks right now. I've never seen I've never seen abs on somebody where I was like, damn, that's a tank. That's wild. Yes, we had some issues recording. Ace might be freezing up, but
we got freezing out.
I'm here to be the anti-glacier. I'm here for heat, Sunday night heat, but it's Wednesday and we're rocking and rolling. But I got your back, Ace. No matter what, dude, we're good.
I mean, I could certainly restart Belcaster.
You can. I mean, I might go over.
If you want me to restart,
I'll go through a few matches if you want to while you're restarting. But I'm just saying, I got your back no matter what. If you're frozen or not, you look great right now.
I want to go through.
Let's do it before we get. Well, before you restart, before we get the matches, you look beautiful. We're good. Go for it. Come on.
All right. Can I just say this one news story if you can hear me okay?
All right. I hear you perfectly. So, you look great. You're talking great. All right, we're fantastic.
So the Young Bucks filed a trademark for the Wayward Sons. So they filed a trademark on November 3rd, and it was made by them because apparently the Wayward Sons thing, back in an interview after the All Out Brawl, they had said that they want to come out to the song Carry On My Wayward Son. That was done on April 2021 before a 10-tag match at AEW's The House Always Wins live event, and they weren't able to get it done for the show. So are we getting a gimmick for the Young Bucks, dude?
Maybe. It's weird. I don't know how Kansas fits in with the Bucks. They're from Reseda. They can't run Target. I just don't understand it. Maybe we'll get them walking through Target to Kansas, Carry On My Wayward Son, and they're carrying bags. I'm very confused about it, but I'm excited. I listen, I'm as hopeful as everybody else. I want the Bucks back. I want Kenny back. I also want Punk back. I'm upset about the whole ordeal here. I'm a Chicago boy. Shit hits home. I love everybody, and I don't want anybody to fight. Mom and Dad, stop fighting. It's just big hugs. We want you all together.
Okay, well, I'm gonna restart and
restart. I'll go right into the Acclaimed. We're good. Yeah. I heard two things. We're good. It's all right. Go restart. We're great. Don't worry about it. I'll be here. We're rocking and rolling. And I see. I want Larry back too. OFG gets it. Larry had nothing to do with it. Innocent bystander. Crazy. We need to fix the bars. I am the bar. Where's the solo layout? I don't think we have one. We're gonna remove that. We're gonna rock and roll. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going right into the first match. The Acclaimed and FTR versus Swerve in Our Glory, which is Keith Lee, Swerve Strickland, and the Guns. I love the Guns. Not the biggest fan of the Guns though. They were great when they were doing their thing. It was good. Yes. Oh, the AEW Christmas decorations over at ProWrestlingTees.com. It's good. YouTube is not doing much for anybody, Tom. But yes, we had a beautiful rap from Max Caster tearing down Tom Brady and all the other fun things. I love Max Caster. He's a national treasure. Everybody loves the Acclaimed, and so do I, including Anthony Bones and Daddy Ass. They are homies. It's all good. We do need a sidebar. It would be great. We could all mingle and jingle and have a good time. But what a good match. I mean, we got FTR finally back on our AEW television. And they tagged with the best tag team in the world outside of outside of FTR. It was the Acclaimed, and it was a fun show. Obviously, FTR hit their beautiful finish. The mic drop was hit on Austin Gunn for the pinfall. You got the 1, 2, 3, your winners, and still amazing and awesome. The Acclaimed and FTR. I thought it was phenomenal opener. Good stuff. I want to hear what Hooko wants to talk about. Yeah, Punk could just return and just apologize. He'd be welcome back with open arms. I hope so. I want Punk versus lots of people. I want FTR versus the Elite. I want Punk with FTR versus the Elite. I just want Punk not to go out on a shitty note. And if he leaves now, I feel like it's going to be a really shitty note. And next up, MJF is shown talking on the Pardon My Take podcast. And he double downs, triple downs that Full Gear is his moment. He was robbed of everything he's been doing. He was robbed of his moment in Chicago. He was robbed in his moment at everything. I mean, come on, everybody has been shitting on MJF. He just wants his moment. He wants to win the title. He wants to be the guy, and I'm here for MJF being the guy. I just don't know if it's now or in a few. But he calls out Mox. He does really good. Courtney says, Punk apologize. Ha ha ha. He might call you a tow truck before Colt Cabana will, though. We could talk about that later, and we don't need to do that on air. But still, funny, great, love it. So Stokely Hathaway comes out and literally says, MJF, you are dick riding Jon Moxley. And I cannot fathom the fact that we heard the words dick riding and Jon Moxley in the same sentence on television. It was a fun watch. Yes, scissors me, Daddy. It's okay. We're all good. No, Sam, they're coming back. Don't worry. Ace is here. Just got some internet issues. It's all good. But Stokely goes on to say that the worst crime you commit is dick riding without a license, and MJF is dick riding Jon Moxley without a license. I am appalled and happy at the same time, because I don't think I've ever heard those words uttered on television in my 34 years of life. It's pretty funny, pretty good. Good on Stokely, good on MJF. That was probably one of the best MJF promos I heard, and it was a shame that it had to happen during a podcast, but it was fun as shit. Ace is watching Nitro right now. He's having a blast. He's having a good time. But yeah, I really loved the heat that Billy Gunn came out with. He was ready to roll. He came running in. He started beating the shit out of pardon me, I'm taking a breath, but he was really beating the shit out of Swerve Strickland and the Guns. It was good stuff. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, Stokely Hathaway, dick riding, you have to have a license for it. Do not attempt to dick ride without a license. It's great. Fantastic. So moving on, we got the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament match with Eddie Kingston and Ethan Page. There is Ace, all in his Bam Bam glory. Digging it. Welcome back, homie. You're kind of good. You're a little blurry, but listen, you're fine. We're gravy. I'm just happy to have you here. We were talking about dick riding. Obviously, crazy to hear it on TV. Hilarious. Hashtag dick riding. You can't do it without a license, apparently. I did not know this. I thought we were allowed to dick ride anything we wanted to. But apparently Stokely knows the news, which makes me a little questionable. But I'm not arguing with them. We are right here with Eddie Kingston and Ethan Page. What did you think about the match, Ace?
The right person went over for sure. I mean, I love Eddie Kingston, but Ethan Page is he's white hot, ready to be ascended to the main event. I'm hoping that we have a good run for Ethan Page. Obviously, he's not taking the title off of either Moxley or MJF, but I think he has the potential to be a real good main eventer. JR would say a good hand. I think Ethan Page has the potential to be absolutely amazing if they book him correctly.
I do not disagree with you. Do you think Ethan Page was dick riding too much on Eddie Kingston tonight?
I missed this part of the conversation with the dick riding, so I would say no. Ethan Page was not Kingston, no.
It wasn't much of a conversation. It was just me being astonished that they said dick riding twice in less than an hour on AEW television. But amazing nonetheless. Yes, Ethan Page deserves all the fucking love in the world. It was good stuff. It was really good. It was a fun match. Eddie Kingston proves that he's a guy to help put over future talents, and he's also a force to be reckoned with. I love Eddie Kingston, and I love Ego. I think Ego is fantastic in his little spot here. Just wild that he's with Stokely, but it's good stuff. I'm enjoying it. Ace is still
Rouge in the next round of the tournament, so I think
you're good. We're back.
Did you hear what I said?
You. I heard Rouge tournament. We're good.
So Bandito facing off in the first round. The winner will Page.
Yeah, that's gonna be good. I love Bandito. Imagine the match Bandito and Page could work with. I mean, it's gonna be great.
So do me a favor, send me the invite.
Yeah, I got you.
Data.
I heard send you the invite. I got you. Back out. We're all good. We got this shit. I ain't actually sweating. Oh, hold on. Up. Be all good. No matter what, we're all good. I ain't sweating it. I got Ace here. Ace is good. I see you blinking. I think you're back, kind of. The only time Tom gets to talk shit is when you're shitting out. It's the best. Here, we'll send you an invite. I got you on the Instagram. Don't worry. Not gonna do what everybody thinks I'm gonna do. We're good. Bear with me for a second. I'm sending the Ace the invite, and then we'll get back to business, and Ace can catch up. Where we got this. Boom. But I mean, Ethan Page, a force to be reckoned with. He's going to be killing it with. He did a great job with Eddie Kingston. Moving on to the tournament, it's just going to get better and better and better, and I'm looking forward to it. I think Ethan Page is the future of the business. This guy is not Ace. This is Ace. You look different.
I'm coming to you from the comfort of my couch.
That's not the No Cell Studio, but we will take it for the time being.
Yes, it's the hot tag. I'm coming in to help.
It's the hot tag. I'm here for it. Ethan Page, Tom, any thoughts, any questions, any concerns?
I love Ethan Page. I'm glad
He's
he went
good.
over. They kept Eddie Kingston looking strong. It didn't bury Eddie Kingston at all. The way it was booked, I thought it was good. I can't wait to see what Ethan Page does.
And AEW is getting away with a lot of crazy shit. Dick riding was not on the list of crazy shit I was expecting, but hey, it was good. Anyway, Ethan Page gets the win. It wasn't a terrible episode. It was a fun episode.
That was a
fun
very
match.
good episode.
Good stuff. I thought it was great. Moving on, Jose the Assistant coming in. Roosh is literally Andrade without an attitude problem, and I'm not against it. It's not bad. He's talking shit to the Dark Order. He says Preston Vance is the man, but he ain't getting anywhere without Roosh. It was kind of what it seemed like. It was a little much. I don't know. The Dark Order kind of on the back burner, not quite there yet, but they're still working their way through. I'm not against it, but I'm not quite there yet with the whole Rouge situation. So not a bad thing, not a great thing, not the worst thing. What do you think?
Let's just hope they book Rouge a little better than they did Andrade.
I hope they book Rouge better than they did Andrade. I hope.
Let's put it this way: he's not going to be booked worse.
I just hope Andrade's booking is not, or Rouge's booking is not complimentary to Andrade's booking. I hope that there's put in better pastures. They're doing better together. I think Tony Khan likes Rouge. I like Rouge. I don't know. I'm just going to throw this right here, and we're just going to... I think I can add him in. We're live.
How do I sound? Do I sound better? I know I don't have my mic on, but I'm not frozen, right?
You sound fine.
You sound great. You look beautiful.
Right,
we could be on the phone.
This is what we do. The commitment to the cause. I'm now with my cell phone. Wi-Fi just going crazy right now. I appreciate you jumping on, Tom. Hope you're feeling okay.
Yeah, I'm coming to you live from my couch. I figured I'd come on and help out.
Dude, yeah, it means chaos. We recorded Shot of Nostalgia earlier, and it was hit or miss. We got most of it in, but there's been Wi-Fi chaos the last couple of hours here in the Acefield Manor over here.
No.
Hey, listen, I'm not blaming Acefield. I'm not blaming his internet connection. I'm blaming the goddamn StreamYard app because we've been trying our hardest to record for 24 hours now, ever since Fig Night, and it's just been a mess here, and I hope we can get through tonight. But guess what? Ari Daivari comes out. What do you guys? What's your thoughts on Ari Daivari? But he's with GVSK, VSK, and he's just talking shit. And Wardlow comes out and he's like, "I'm ready to fuck you up." And so we get Wardlow versus Ari Daivari. Thoughts, comments, love, hate.
Super quick.
This guy to a contract.
It was quick. I thought it was quick.
It was more for the buildup of what was going to happen after the match.
Yeah, I mean, of course, but still, we got Will Hobbs coming out, talking shit to Wardlow like he should and always does. I kind of miss the Will Hobbs Ricky Starks dynamic, but like, fuck it, push him here. Let's go for it. Let's do it. Put him on a different platform. But then Samoa Joe chokes the fuck out of Wardlow like a security guard in the goddamn Staples Center.
Did you see it coming before it happened?
I kind of did.
I said, no. He's turning on him right here. That camera angle was set up perfectly. You could tell.
Well, I mean, you could tell with Samoa Joe's history that he is just a violent, crazy dude, and he's ready to choke out the competition to get anything he wants, and that's how he's always been. So I'm excited to see Joe
up once.
Man, see, Stoney doesn't like Wardlow. Stoney thinks they book Wardlow all wrong, and I'm not against them on that. We need like a Rey Mysterio every week for Wardlow until he goes up against the big matches. It would be great. just murder the kid and throw him out the window. So good.
I'm so cool on this match. I like the fact that Wardlow finally is going to be feuding. He has 2 feuds now. We wanted 1, now we're getting 2. If Hobbs is not the one to beat him, we get a nice little triangular feud between the 3 of them, and it makes the TNT title mean something for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think you're 100% right. And we were just talking about this on Shot of Nostalgia. It's weird that like you have this title, but you're not featuring it prominently every week. Like you should be dipping down, jumping in the pool, fucking 6 feet deep, getting ready to push the shit to the moon. Because you can't do it with many other titles. You can't do it with the tag titles. You can't do it with the world title. You have to have a transitional title on television every week that you never know what's going to happen to get people to tune in.
I mean, you truly need a workman's championship, and I think right now the All Atlantic Championship could be that. It's not that. We did see a great match with Orange and Shibata on Rampage, so I think that's starting to kind of show its face a little bit. But right now, the TNT title, when Cody held it, when Darby held it, when Miro had it, Sammy, it was a workman's title that appeared every single week on TV. It's a television
100%.
title. At the end of the day, it's a TNT title, but it's a television title. And the spirit of that should be on TV every week. At the very least, it should be on Rampage, which is on TNT every week. We've been saying it every week. Like, Wardlow not having a program for about 5 months now is unacceptable. It's just unacceptable.
Absolutely. I mean, since he's won the belt, it's been on the back burner, right? Like, it has not been a prominent thing. It's been squash match, predictable squash matches. It's not like it's Wardlow versus Bryan Danielson. It's Wardlow versus Ari Daivari. It's fucking Wardlow versus Joe Schmo from Michigan. Like, it's nonstop squash match after squash match.
At All Out, they just shoehorned him into a trios match with FTR. Like, it made no sense. Why wasn't he defending the title?
Yeah, and it wasn't.
Orange Cassidy's been on TV every week since he won the title, whether it's Dynamite or Rampage, in a match, and you're seeing the title being defended.
Yeah, I wasn't too upset about it, but I totally agree with you. It should have been. It's got to be more prominent. It's got to be bigger and better.
Dude,
right?
Wardlow's the perfect guy to have an open challenge every week.
I miss the open challenge.
Yep, he's the perfect guy for that.
I think Wardlow's like the shining example of what they do wrong. They know exactly how to get to that point where they have that crowning culmination moment where Wardlow. Now, I don't even think his culmination moment was winning the TNT title. It's when he turned face and he had that whole moment with Punk and MJF. That was the moment that he became the Dave Bautista. And then they dropped the ball. He no longer was going to be involved in the main event. He immediately went to Mark Sterling. He went to security guards. And ever since then, he won the TNT title from Scorpio Sky. And then what has he done? It's been sitting on his shoulder. He's been on Rampage. He's been on Dark 1 week. He needs to be involved in a program. He's a future star of this company. And it's just the fact that it took this long, I'm happy. I guess at the end of the day, I'm happy that Hobbs and Joe are going to be feuding with them. But it shouldn't have taken this long. They should learn from this.
But here's the thing I'm scared of. Is it now going to be a triple threat match at Full Gear? I
sure hope not.
I Wardlow and Hobbs go at it 1-on-1.
I agree. Yeah, I don't want it to be a triple threat. They need to get that ROH TV title off of Joe before you get him involved in the TNT Championship hunt. Because if they were going to do this, put the ROH TV title on Brian Cage, and then we just
something.
Yeah. So at least if you're going to have a triple threat or a three-way feud going into Full Gear, then there's no ROH TV title muddying the water. It just makes the ROH brand seem very convoluted. It needs to be separate. And Brian Cage was the perfect person to put it on. Yeah.
And I think I speak for all three of us when I'm saying I cannot wait until Ring of Honor has their own deal. So it is completely removed from the AEW lineup, because it does hinder the product, because you got so much going on with AEW in general. Then you add up the Ring of Honor stuff on top of it. It's overkill, you know. It's like too much Parmesan on your pasta, where you're like, I'm good, I don't want any of this. Like, it fucks the whole thing up.
And I feel like they've built Ring of Honor enough that it could be a standalone product now with the stories they've told, that people would follow it to its own deal.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I think they've done a really good job, but it's been at the sacrifice of the AEW storytelling.
Yeah.
So, like, when ROH is ready to go on HBO Max or wherever they're going to wind up, I think it's going to be HBO Max. You have Jericho's the champion. You have Samoa Joe. You have FTR that can pop over there. Not to mention the young stars you have there, the Embassy. You have a whole bunch of other different stars that can be showcased. Lee Moriarty can go over there. Even a guy like Ethan Page, when he's done with this main event, maybe he can go over to ROH and be a main eventer there, challenging for the ROH championship.
So maybe he gets a nice title run over there. That's a great idea.
There'd be possibilities are endless. So
there's a lot of guys I'd like to see over there.
I'm here for it.
Daniel Garcia, send him over there. There's a bunch of guys that would fit in over there.
Yeah.
Well, I think the natural story, like, I thought they were going to pull the trigger, and I think eventually they're going to do the double switch where Daniel Garcia does turn on Jericho again. I think the eventual successor to Jericho's ROH title reign is going to be Daniel Garcia. I think that's going to be him. And I don't know if it's at Final Battle in December. I think that's probably too soon. But at the same time, I think Daniel Garcia is going to be the one to take the seat from Jericho and then be the face of ROH, the new ROH, because I think he represents everything they should represent, past and present.
Yeah, I agree too. It's too much, and I think it'll be great when everything kind of falls in line. And like you said, they're built up so well right now. You got Jericho as the champ, you got Joe as the pure champ. Like, just keep going with it. Like, make it make it so stand out that when they do launch, we don't need to intertwine with AEW, and I think they're right there. We just need to announce the deal and get onto the deal.
And I want to see the Briscoes.
I would love to see the
Hell yeah.
Briscoes. All right, so next up we got Saraya and Britt Baker having one of the best women's division face-to-face promos I think that we've seen in our lifetime.
Yes.
And obviously Paige, as I like to still call her, because she's always going to be Paige to me. She lit shit up tonight, and it was actually really good, very entertaining. It wasn't off. It felt like she's been a little off in the last couple of weeks. I think this was very, very firm and awesome delivery by her. I'm excited for her and Britt to go at each other during Full Gear. It's going to be a great show.
I thought it was an amazing promo. It was the highlight of the night. It was so good. I loved it.
That's
Absolutely
a stretch, but
loved
I thought it was good.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was absolutely great tonight. That promo.
Yeah, I didn't think it was bad. I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. I thought Paige
You
was
just
good.
said one of the best women promos ever. Now you're going.
Yeah,
back
it was. No, I'm just.
so
It wasn't
good.
the best part of the night. I mean, there was some good stuff, but
No, it was great. I loved it.
it was a
I
very
would say
heartfelt,
this
very
is-
good one-on-one.
Comparing this to Soraya's first promo, this blew it out of the water. She absolutely was on fire here.
100%.
Spoke from the heart. You can tell she wasn't reading from cue cards like she probably did back in WWE. This felt like a very passionate promo. This is going to be the Saraya we get in the women's division. I'm all for it. I think Britt and Saraya have a lot of money to be made in the ring together. I don't think this is the first, and I don't think it's the last match we're going to see between the two of them. This is going to be the start of something going forward. I'm not sure if Saraya gets the win here, if they're going to leave it open-ended. I'm okay with either option, but I want it to build towards something bigger where eventually you want to get Saraya and Britt Baker for the women's championship. That's the ultimate goal here. I think everybody wants to see that, whether it be a Double or Nothing next year or even All Out. I mean, you could build this for a while. I think both these women, there's no doubt, like once Britt Baker was taken out of the helm of being the AEW Women's Champion, the women's division fell to hell. And I'm not saying it's because she wasn't champion, but I mean, coincidences are, they're very far and few between in wrestling. So Britt Baker at the top of the women's division, it was at its best. So let's put her back where she belonged. And I know there's been a lot of hate on Britt as far as her character in ring by a lot of people, not really Tavern people, but I forget who was getting into me on the AEW wrap-up when I was singing her praises. I think she's absolutely fantastic. And I mean, the women's division kind of speaks for itself. The fact that she's sort of been on the back burner and the women's division's been fucking chaos.
Yeah,
I thought this was the Brit that we had seen prior to her winning the championship. She was gold tonight too, and seeing Brit get back to that level, and maybe it's because she just had somebody on that level with her, is why it just worked so well for me.
yeah. I think this was miles in the right direction. The part of me that's the happiest is that we're finally going to see Saraya finally get back in the ring. I think she's been missing it. I think this is just as big as Punk coming back. This is just as big as Bryan Danielson wrestling again. She's been on the fucking back burner for years and willingly trying to get better, to get back into the ring, with a lot of people telling her, no, this isn't going to happen. But I mean, her announcing she's cleared, that's great storyline wise. Her being physically cleared makes my heart the happiest. I don't care what division it is. I don't care what you're doing. This girl is fucking fire, and she deserves to have this second chance to prove herself. And I think it's going to be just as good as when she was first called up to fight AJ for the Divas Championship. I think we're going to get one of the biggest returns / debuts in the ring possible out of anybody, and it's going to be great.
The other silver lining here too is the fact that this is probably, and forgive me if I'm mistaken here, this is the first women's match that is a big deal, that isn't for it means something. Of course, we've had matches and feuds throughout Dynamite and Rampage, but something that means something. This feels like it's bigger than the AEW Women's Championship, and that's the first time you can ever say that, and that speaks volumes about the stars these two women are.
I was just going to make that same exact point. It's the first pay-per-view match with a women's match that's bigger than any of the women's title matches, and that's exciting that we got another story like that going on.
Yeah, and I'll even throw down on that as well. This is just as big as Punk versus Darby, because you're seeing somebody that's been away from the business for so long come back, go after a younger talent to put them over. Because I'm going to take a wild guess and say Paige isn't trying to go in the business for herself at the show. I think she's going to go out there and do a great job. I think she's going to be fantastic, but I also don't think she's going out there just to get the rub for herself. I think she's going out there to do it for the future of the business, just like Punk did with Darby, and I think it's going to be great. I can't wait for it. I think it's going to be awesome.
Can I make a bold prediction here?
Do it.
Punk and Paige are going to be best friends.
No. Would you be shocked to see this match go to a time limit draw?
Yeah, I would. I think there's a point to get across here, which is either Britt is better than Paige or Paige is back and ready to fuck shit up. And there's no hurt in having Britt lose because it's not for the title. And Britt was on a tear the first year of AEW. It's one or two losses ain't going to kill the girl, you know. And I think it's going to make for a better storyline if Paige comes back and wins.
And realistically, now that I think about it, Paige's first back match shouldn't be a draw.
Is that what Paige does? She puts her hand sideways.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be great.
Well, I mean, I guess smart bet would be that Britt takes the fall here and Saraya gets the win. That's how people traditionally would book it. But if you want to tell a long-term story, I don't think, I mean, maybe not a time limit draw, but there's also a possibility that Saraya loses this match and it's built because you got to remember, like, Saraya has a mind for the business. She's not just going in there to be like, all right, we're going to build her back up. She's going to be the women's champion. Maybe she wants to go a different route. Maybe she wants to build some sympathy. I mean, we talked about storytelling like with Punk in the ring where he got hurt and everyone thought it was kind of a work, and maybe Saraya wants to tell the same story that she's not quite ready. And I don't know, there's some meat on the bone there for that story to be told, because I guess the easy way to book it is Saraya goes over, everyone goes home happy, but maybe like you introduce a little bit of doubt into Saraya's ability to keep up with the younger talent. You know, she's 27 years old or 28 years old, but like the talent of today, she hasn't worked. So, I mean, she's still young, but the wrestling world has moved light years since she's been retired. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a whole different world she's jumping into.
It almost makes me feel like a 90-year-old man when you say she's only 27, 28. I'm like, okay, sonny boy. Yeah.
She's 20. Tom, correct me if I'm wrong. She's like 28, 29, maybe 27.
Yeah, that's insane. But also, I mean, she's got years ahead of her, too. I mean, that injury was a very premature call on everybody's part. And I think that she's going to come back bigger and stronger than ever. And it's going to be a hell of a show at Full Gear. I am excited for Full Gear.
She's 30, by the way. Born 1992.
Damn.
She's still very, very young. So
I'm 5 years older than she is. I'm a Jurassic Park experiment compared to what she is.
That makes me.
You are dust. You are still at WrestleMania 1 with Piper and Hogan. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get into it. Trent Beretta, Jay Lethal, good shit. I thought it was a fun match. Good to see Danhausen out there. Good to see everybody. I think it wasn't anything serious. It was a nice, lighthearted transition into what the next, until the main event, because I'm not going to give anything to Jamie Hayter and Sky Blue until we get there. But I thought it wasn't bad. I thought it was decent. Yeah, cool to see Jarrett come out and challenge Sting and Darby. Here for that, kind of. I'm not the biggest Jeff Jarrett fan, no matter what he's accomplished or gave into our business.
Hearing My World on Dynamite will never not be weird. Like that is right? Hear that theme song on Dynamite. It's jarring. Like to hear the sirens and him come out. It's weird. It's just bizarre.
Well, as a huge TNA fan, I cannot agree with you anymore. I think it's fucking uncomfortable. It's like, here's this guy that didn't succeed in WWF. He didn't succeed in WCW.
Get him.
Yeah, he was a big deal in in TNA, but like he fucked that up too by banging Kurt Angle's wife, and like everything's weird now.
You don't think he succeeded in WWF?
No. What did he do in WWF?
His runs weren't terrible. He had great.
Oh my goodness! You gotta go. You need to do your own shot of nostalgia on WWF, because Jeff Jarrett was the worst part of '90s WWF.
I mean, there's a reason Stone Cold refused to work with him in '98. Like Stone Cold's like, nah, dude, like you're not even close to being over. I don't want to be anywhere near you. You feel like he was like a touch of death. Get away from me, Jeff Jarrett.
And that's saying something, because Stone Cold worked with Mark Marrow, and fuck Mark Marrow.
He also
sorry.
works Savio Vega too. Like, I mean, I'm saying like.
It's messy. I think Jarrett's best work was ever done in TNA, and he was still a shady piece of shit for some reason.
Nobody even saw that.
Quit the company, goes to start
Tom.
Global
That is a
Force
good point.
Wrestling. Yeah, nobody's seen it except for Mike Belcaster.
I was watching those first couple of years too when they were doing the weekly pay-per-views when he was booking himself to be the champion against Ron Killens.
And we all know where Ron Killens went. He's doing way better than Jeff Jarrett.
I hope the speedy recovery to Ron Killens.
Yeah. What's up?
See him suffer that injury right now.
Yeah, no, it's like I felt like the Trent Beretta Jay Lethal match was just a stepping stone to the Jeff Jarrett thing. Jeff Jarrett is still very mad to me. The best thing I think he's done in his career was come out and challenge Effie in GCW, and it proved that you could still be a shitty draw, but come to a smaller company and make miracles happen. Because I was so excited about the Effie Jarrett promo. I hope Effie comes out during the Sting and Darby match and fucks over Jeff Jarrett.
I'm waiting for it, dude. Jeff Jarrett needs to be giving back the win to Effie. That's the whole point of bringing him in to build up younger talent. He fucked over Effie.
He fucked over Effie.
Like the way he did that was terrible.
Yeah, he fucked over Effie and GCW because he was like, "Oh, I'm WWE guys," and he's like, and then he fucked over the WWE fan base because now we're not getting his fucking figure. And fuck that guy. I'm mad at Jeff Jarrett again. Fuck him. Fuck. It is his fucking fault. He's a piece of shit. He can't hold a job for the life of him. Fuck him.
It's not like he quit.
Yeah, because it's my world. Fuck Jeff Jarrett. We're done with it. We're moving on. John Moxley comes out and cuts an promo.
Every Moxley promo was an promo. Other than that one after
MJF was better than Mox.
100%.
Yeah, this was, hey, I'm cool. Hey, I've seen the devil, man. You want to see the devil? William Regal, I bet you've seen the devil. It was like, it was okay. It wasn't nowhere near to sell a pay-per-view.
Moxley's a promo guy. Let's be honest.
I think he's a good promo guy, but this is more of like,
guy.
He's too much of like my neighbor that I want to party with guy. As he is a heavyweight champion. Like, he's like, hey, man, you want to come smoke some stogies in the fucking garage and watch fucking some Rush concerts on DVD? It'd be great. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm down for it. Like, blinded by the light. It's not even Rush. But that's Mox's fault. He's all fucking over the place. But it wasn't a bad promo. It wasn't a great promo. I'm so ready for MJF to take over. And I've never thought I'd be like the guy that's like, yeah, man, fuck these WWE guys. But I was never a big Shield fan, and I got nothing against any of them. But I got nothing for any of them either.
This was a weird promo for sure. I thought, the beginning was a typical Moxley promo, but the fact that he was sort of burying MJF's whole thing at the end, saying that he buys his clothes at JCPenney, calls himself a pillar, but doesn't know what it's like to carry anything on his back. I like that he put him over at the end where he was saying, everything he's done up to the point has been easy, but we're trying to teach you. I'm a teacher. Regal's a teacher. We want you to be better in this business. You're gonna leave AEW better in the long run. It was just a weird optic because MJF was supposed to be billed as this like devil character, not devil, but like an evil force that someone should be scared of, but someone should be at least threatened by. And Moxley in one fell swoop just made it feel like we shouldn't even care about what MJF is saying. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I obviously like the story they're telling. And I did like that they referenced Regal and Moxley feuding all the way back in FCW years and years ago. That was cool. So I like their reference to other history that exists. That's pretty awesome.
That's something that's just so awesome about AEW that they always call back to that type of stuff.
How did Mox not bring up dick riding? I'm serious. It was honestly, it happened less than an hour before he comes out there. Why didn't he call out Stokely and be like, what? Like, like he should have said something to him. Stokely's out there. He's like, man, you're dick riding, bro. Like, it's fucking weird. Don't dick ride. And it's like, then it's like they show MJF. MJF's just like, yeah, man, fuck Mox. I don't like him. And the Mox comes out. He's like, fuck MJF. He's a fucking goddamn piece of shit. Does shops at JCPenney. Like, where'd the dick riding go? Like, leave Stokely out of it then. I don't even want to see Stokely involved if they're just pushing him to the side. Because if either person who's feuding together cares about Stokely, neither do I. And that's wrestling. Why are you going to put it out there? Why even put Stokely in the middle of it? Because it's just they totally dismissed him tonight. Like, fuck this guy. Let him go with ego. Everything's gonna be great. It was like, all right, cool. Like, I'm good with that.
Tom, is your gut that Ethan Page wins this tournament straight up, or do you think it's someone like Bandito, or do you think it's possibly going to be somebody else? But Ethan.
I think, especially looking at the other matches, I think it's gonna be Ethan Page. I can't see anybody else winning it.
I would hope so.
I hope so too, but I just hate that it's going to be a feeder for whoever wins the title.
Yeah,
that's my only problem with it.
Do you think Stokely and Ego fuck over MJF at Full Gear?
I said that last week. I wasn't
here.
No, I said that.
I was dying.
I asked Ace if he could see that happening. Or did I say that on the flagship show? I said it on one of the shows.
Said it on something.
Yeah,
we've all been very busy here.
And
but you said it somewhere.
Let me ask you this question: with the news that MJF is now like filming this movie, do you think that influences whether he wins the title?
How long do you think he's filming for? Maybe a couple weeks.
I have no idea how long it takes to film a full-length movie at this time, and how big his role even is.
Maybe you should get into the filming business. No, I think he's gonna be fine. I don't think there's gonna be any issues with it.
But yeah, I mean, I said that last week. I would not be shocked if the firm costs MJF. What do you think?
I could see Stokely and Ego fucking him over somehow.
I can absolutely.
Do I want it to happen? No. I do. I want Jon Moxley as our champion anymore? Sadly, no. I love John. I'm happy with what he's been doing, but guy needs to go on vacation, get him off the fucking screen for a couple weeks, make us love him again.
Exactly.
But same thing with anything else. Like Ego comes out, fucks over MJF, and MJF still gets the win. Does it make sense? No. Would it be good for storytelling? Yes. Yeah. I don't know. It's up in the air. I'm just curious to see how it works.
I think there's a slim chance that we do see the firm cost MJF the match.
Yeah, we'll be interested to see how it works. Here, let's fix that. I got it. We're all good. We all good in the hood. We're back to the 2-man until Ace gets back. We might finish it before Ace gets back. Hopefully not. I love to hear Ace's input on everything. Next up, let's get right into Jamie Hayter Sky Blue squash match. Jamie Hayter obviously getting over. I love Sky Blue, but nothing's gonna save her from Jamie Hayter.
Not the runs that Jamie Hayter's on right now.
Yeah.
I love that sign. Did you see that sign somebody said? Jamie Hayter, I love her.
Yeah, it was great. It was funny. It was good stuff. And obviously the signs at Dynamite are the best. But I'm gonna prep it up real quick. Where we at with the show? We are almost at the end. We are almost at
real quick. Do you think that Jamie Hayter has a shot at taking the title off of Toni Storm?
I hope so.
You hope so. But do you think it's gonna happen?
Yes.
Okay. I hope so too, because she's due. It's time for her.
Yeah. And you know what else it's time for, Tom?
It's time for the main event.
I knew exactly
Bryan Danielson.
Where you were going with that.
It was good. It was nice. Bryan Danielson, Sammy Guevara, 2 out of 3 falls match. Unnecessary, yes. Fun, absolutely. Thought it was a good show. Obviously, Danielson wins with the cattle mutilation at the end, but I thought it was fun. I thought it was interesting. Sammy's a ball of fucking joy in the ring. I don't care if anybody's got heat with him or not. Still think he's great. And I thought Bryan Danielson was fantastic as well.
I love the match. My biggest complaint with the match is I'm watching the time and I'm thinking we still have a 2 out of 3 falls match coming up.
Well, that's every Dynamite.
It is every Dynamite, but
it really is,
especially when you have a 2 out of 3 falls match coming up.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, those two put on such a show again. It's so
absolutely, and it's so fucking flawless, seamless. It was really interesting to watch. It was really good time.
I agree. We might have a returning Ace Field coming in.
I'm waiting.
There he is. Okay, he's still frozen.
Maybe. No, he's just being the Undertaker.
I thought he was Han Solo.
He's Ace Solo.
He's Ace Solo.
He's Ace Trio because he's part of the Trios team here.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, I thought it was a great match. I thought Sammy looked great. I thought Danielson did a great job.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like
I was
those
a big
two
fan.
could have another match, and I would be there for it.
Yeah, We can watch them go all day long, and I think it's good stuff because I mean, Sammy gets a lot of heat, but he's a great worker.
He's a great worker, and honestly, I don't even know if his heat with the whole Andrade thing was that much of his fault. He didn't go.
No, I don't take any of that against Sammy. I think that was all Andrade.
I don't either. So,
Ace is out.
Oh, he is?
Yes. Tom, I'm going to give you 5 minutes by yourself to talk about this match. I really have to pee, but I'll be right back. Talk it up. Oop. Sammy, Bryan Danielson, go over the first fall.
Go over the first fall. Well, we did see a chair shot. This is live, guys, so Mike apparently can't hold his bladder anymore. But yeah, the first fall was a fun fall. I love the story that they told with the chair, him setting him up to take throwing a chair. He hits him in the head, goes through the table. Thought it was amazing storytelling. Something I like to see in a 2 out of 3 falls match. And of course, you kind of know where it's going to go from there. There's a rare disqualification that we get in AEW. However, it made sense and it wasn't for the whole match. And I'm not used to doing the solo talk, but that's okay. I hope I'm not stinking up the joint. So give me comments, guys. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I just see where Ace said, I tap out. I love you all. Yes, we love you too, Ace. Hopefully next week his internet is working much better. So Bryan Danielson gets the first fall via disqualification. We go to the second fall. When we get to the second fall, Danielson's hurt. He's got everything that happened outside the ring. We see Sammy G pick up the second fall. Now we're tied at 1-1. And honestly, the third fall, I wasn't sure who was going to win. It was a great. Sammy went for an old injury of Danielson, hitting him with the eye with the mic. Yes, I thought that was awesome too. I absolutely thought the mic spot was awesome. Yeah, we get to the third fall, and it was such a close fall. I thought they did a great job.
Yes. So close. I had to piss. I'm sorry. I apologize.
When we get to the third, I'm talking about the third fall and how, I love the spot, how they built up Guevara to take the second fall with the disqualification. But that third fall was so close, I wasn't sure who was going to win.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I thought it was great. I'm telling you, both guys were so good. It was up in the air who was going to win.
And the other thing I loved quickly is the promo before the match where Guevara's like, where Danielson's like, I love when I beat a guy and then he wants to fight me again. I thought that was a great line.
Yeah, and I so agree with Ace here. I love this one so much more than their match a few weeks ago.
Oh, yeah,
I thought it was better.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And listen, that's because it's the second time they've worked together. And I know some people say it doesn't matter, but in AEW, there's no house show loops to work with each other before having a qualifies match.
Yeah, no, not at all. I thought they did a great job. I really, like I said, Sammy gets a lot of slack on the being Sammy end of things, but I think he's a great in-wing.
I don't think it's as bad as it, sure, he's a kid. He's still a kid. He's a young kid.
Yeah.
So,
But he's great in the ring, man. He's got nothing wrong with him. You
tell me this. If he was released tomorrow or he quit, I guarantee you WWE would pick him up.
I wouldn't see why not.
He's too talented. He is way too talented. I think he's seen the error of his ways. That whole thing with Andrade backstage, he didn't go to confront the guy. It was just a little online spat. Big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal. So,
and I don't even care about that.
And then the other thing, if you want to go back to the Kingston thing, Kingston himself came back and apologized and said it was all his fault.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. I don't think Sammy is a problem. I think Sammy.
I don't think so either. I think Sammy
is just a good worker who's young and dumb.
Yeah,
and we all go through it.
I think he's getting smarter, by the day.
Yeah.
So
I'll go with that.
I think this guy is the future. Is the future of wrestling. He's so good.
Yeah.
We see so many young guys in AEW that are just like, I can't wait to watch how their career goes. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Any last closing thoughts before we head out of here for the night?
Oh, Dynamite. I thought it was very, very fun. We got one more episode before the go home show.
Yeah.
Next week. No, I think they're doing a really good job this time building up the pay-per-view. Since we haven't spoke about this, me and you, I know me and Ace have spoke about this, but let me ask you your opinion. The build up to full gear as compared to the build up for the last two pay-per-views. What do you think?
So far, so good.
It's definitely better. We've
It's
gotten
okay.
matches. It's better than the All Out build up. All Out
Yeah.
2 weeks out, we didn't know like almost any of the matches.
I'm biased. All Out's here. It was way better than Double or Nothing.
I'm not.
No, I thought it was good. I didn't think it was bad.
I'm not talking about the pay per view itself because we know when AEW puts on a pay per view, whether they do a 2-month build up or no build up, it's going to be worth you $50. There's no doubt about that. And
but also, to take away from that, I think the build up from All Out to this pay per view is all fucked up because of the press conference. Right, so I think it's just part of the plan. Like I think that Tony's still trying to build up. Maybe there would have been more of a prominent path if there wasn't the press conference.
I think
you know what I mean?
It's so much more clear this time than it was in the last.
I don't think you're. I'm not. I think you're right, but I think that there's also. I think it's because there's a lot on like fresh. Like it's just happening because it has to happen.
The storytelling's been much better over the last few months.
Yeah,
like there's more stories throughout the show. We didn't talk about it tonight, but let's. At least I didn't hear you talk about it, but we saw another Elite commercial. And
oh yeah,
I love. I don't know what the story is going to be, but I love that the theme of these commercials is going back and pretending like they're a race and what would happen if Omega and the Elite were not there. I think even in that one tonight, if you slowed it down and watched it, I think Cody was even in there in one of the clips.
How can he not be? He's part of the. He was a prominent figure for the first year of the company.
I love the story that these commercials are telling. Me and you haven't spoken about it. What do you think about these commercials?
I'm not against them. I want to see where they're going with it.
I was gonna say, do you think it's leading to some sort of story?
They're coming back. Obviously, they're not going to go away. Yeah. It's their fucking company. But like, do I wish it would have happened under less extreme circumstances? Yes. Do I hope Punk's not completely oust? Yes. Do I want the Elite to be back? Yes. I want it all. I'm a very selfish wrestling fan. I want to see everything work out.
This is leading to some type of a reality-based story with the All Friends Wrestling and people accusing these guys of shit in the back. And I think I'm excited for it. Well, I know I'm excited for it. And again, Chad mentioned this on a flagship show last week. He said the reason why we haven't heard anything on CM Punk is because Tony Khan has 8 months just to let it simmer because he's injured for 8 months.
He absolutely does. And I think that that's the best thing in the world because cooler heads will prevail.
That's exactly Chad's point. And it makes perfect sense when you think about it. Why rush to a decision when you don't have to make a decision?
Yeah, I think the whole thing was over dramatic. I think it was overblown. I hope for the best for all of pro wrestling, not just us. People could say Punk's a cancer all he wants, but he's been part of my joy towards pro wrestling in the last year. And
I drove out to Chicago to see his return.
Yeah, but I'm saying like nothing will take what he means to the business away from me. Like he could be the biggest asshole. He could be. He's been a dick to me when I've came across him in person. I still love the way he is. I still love his in-ring ethic. I love his work rate. Sure, shit was fucked up a little bit, but I don't want it to go out like this. I would love at least a little bit more before they send him out to pasture. Because I don't think it's going to happen again. I don't think we're ever going to get something as big as this. This is a huge deal.
He's not done with AEW.
I hope not.
I think he's back. I think they're going to capitalize over what happened. These commercials are a sign of it to me, what's happening with the Elite. And not to mention for tonight, we also heard MJF in his promo. For the first time, I think it's been on TV, they mentioned the media scrum.
Of course, yeah. Which is good. I'm here for it.
Like I
hope it's all
good. Is it a little breadcrumb, as we like to call it? I don't know.
I don't know either.
But it's exciting because they've never mentioned it on TV before. So to me, who knows?
Yeah.
I think it's
fingers
exciting.
Crossed. Hopefully it leads to something different.
I think we're going to get a great story out of these commercials we've seen with the Elite being erased. I think it's leading to something very fun. And I think maybe the Elite will come back as bad guys again. And we get to see those type of promos. And I'm here all day for that. Because you know what? If you really look at the roster right now, we don't really have a ton of strong heels. And those 3 guys coming back as the heels booster everything.
You are not wrong.
So
I'm here for it. I hope it works out.
I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for Full Gear. Me and Matt are still planning on going from Extra Cooler Show. So Still haven't gotten tickets yet, but we're keeping our eyes out on them. If
Well,
anybody's
I
got
didn't-
2 extra tickets.
I did not win the Powerball, and I cannot fly out the whole entire Tavern to the Full Gear pay-per-view, which I was hoping on doing, but shit
Newsflash,
happened.
I didn't win the Powerball either.
You're lying. You have a California address. I know you do. You were part of the problem, and you're part of the solution. Just buy us tickets. It's going to be okay.
Actually,
Don't
I
be
was
stingy,
part of that
Tom.
technical glitch. Told my number, and then they realized we can't give it to him because he's just gonna have 1,000 mini Dachshunds running around his house.
There you go. Yeah, great episode of Dynamite. This has been fun. I'm excited things worked out. I'm sorry Ace's internet didn't hold up. I'm sorry you're not feeling well and you're under the weather and you still had to come over here.
Yeah.
It's been a long couple days down at the Tavern, but we are excited for next week. We cannot wait to be back. Tune in Friday for Shot of Nostalgia. We are done with 1996 WCW. It took us 2 days to record because the internet's been acting up. It's been a fun time, but please, God, come over and check it out. We are reviewing Starrcade 96 and the following last Nitro on December 30th, 1996. And
Me a quick sneak peek. What's the main event of that Starrcade?
oh my goodness, yeah, you would lose. I talked about you heavily during this because I know you as a wrestling fan would lose your shit over it. It is Roddy Piper versus Hollywood Hulk Hogan. No titles on the line, no nothing. It's just Pride versus Pride. Go check it out before Friday, Tom. You will have a blast. You'll see Piper probably in the best of his last glory. I think this is where I fell in love with Piper.
Really?
Yeah, I love WCW Piper. The promos leading up to it. They talk about him having hip surgery. They show the scar on TV. Hogan calls him a coward. He's talking mad shit. It is great. Piper beats the fuck out of Hogan. Well deservingly, and such a good show.
You're making me want to watch it, dude.
You should. I was Starrcade 96, man. The whole pay-per-view is great. You get Ultimo Dragon. You get Dean Malenko, Jushin Liger, Rey Mysterio. It's just a who's who of the best wrestlers in the world. And then it closes with Piper's first return since he left WWF.
And this is actually good guy Piper versus bad guy Hogan.
Piper's still Piper, but I mean Hogan's a piece of shit. Piper ain't having it, man. He's gonna beat the piss out of him and he's gonna run him crazy. It's good stuff, but it's awesome to see. It's awesome to relive the fandom of me falling in love with Piper because I knew of Piper from WrestleManias. I wasn't old enough yet, but like this was where I was like, I love Rowdy Piper.
Okay, look at this comment here. We might have to do this maybe in the Discord.
We should do a watch along. I don't know of what, but whatever you want to watch along, we will always watch along. You name it, I'm happy to host it.
You want to watch the Starrcade match with me one night on Discord?
We could do it tomorrow.
I'll be working
right before. Well, you could do it when you get home from work. It's watching wrestling. It's not a big deal. We could do it Friday before Shot of Nostalgia airs, so everybody's caught up on it. I would love to do that.
Friday also.
Well, maybe we're just gonna have to do it. It'll be good though.
I would love to watch it with you so you could see my reaction.
Yeah, but guess what? Even if we don't watch that, we could watch along anything else, including possibly Full Gear. So if you guys are feeling frisky,
we should pick a day of the week and do a weekly watch along on Discord.
I'm always down for that. I love a good watch along.
Yeah, every week somebody picks. We can let a fan of ours pick out what we watch.
Tyson wants you to. Don't forget his package, Tommy Boy. Are you sending him a package of Tommy Boy?
I am sending him a package of Tommy Boy.
I love it. No, but awesome stuff as always. This is great. Again, you're sick. I feel bad. Thank you for hopping on. Ace, his internet's been crazy.
You see where I am right now? This is where I was all day. So I was watching you guys.
It's okay.
I saw it. I'm like, hey, let me just help out.
Things happen.
You owe everyone an apology. You owe me an apology.
Kenny Omega doesn't lie. You don't owe us an apology this week, Tom. You have been great. Ace, again, sorry for the internet connection. Fans, friends, viewers, sorry about the hostility on the glitching in the internet, but I mean, we made it. We're here. It's the end of the show. We had a great time. Everybody go enjoy the rest of your week. Tune in Friday, Shot of Nostalgia. Make sure you download the flagship tomorrow on Spotify and Apple, wherever you guys get your podcasts. Hit us up on the Discord and let us know what you guys would love to watch along with us.
I was in a Discord today. Guys, let's get that place hopping again.
Yeah, I was hopping for a while. You know what the problem is? there's been a lack of Nick Storm just everywhere. And he's the guy that makes things work over there.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, it's been great. Tom, feel better.
Thank you.
Rest up. Hopefully you could go to work for the rest of the week.
I'm hoping so.
I hope so too. Ace, hope the internet works better. It's been a blast the last couple days, just trying to record, doing everything. Fig Night was a blast. Guys, go watch Fig Night. Check out what you could buy for your family and for yourself for ringsidecollectibles.com. Do not forget to use code Tavern. And then after you're done with that, go to theturnbuckletavern.com and just subscribe to everything. Everything. Buy every t-shirt. Buy everything. Let's have a Merry Christmas.
Buy 2
All right. buy 5 of ours. All of them. Just let's make a quilt out of the Tavern shirts.
There you go.
There you go. It's good stuff. But anyway, until next time, we will see you down the road. We will see you next week, right after Dynamite, as always. And Tom, it's good to see you.
Thanks. Good to see you too, buddy.
Yeah, it's been fun. All right. Until next time, we out.